Hello. We're reading Shōbōgenzō and we're on the second chapter, fascicle. Maka, hannya, haramitsu, Maha Paramita. Maka is a phonetic rendering of the Sanskrit word maha, which means great. Hannya is a phonetic rendering of the Sanskrit word prajna, which could be translated as real wisdom or intuitive reflection. Haramitsu is a phonetic rendering of the Sanskrit word paramita, which literally means to have arrived at the opposite shore, that is, to have accomplished the truth. So Maka, hannya, haramitsu means the accomplishment which is great real wisdom. In this chapter, Master Dōgen wrote his interpretation of the Maha Paramita Heart Sutra. Heart means heart. This short sutra, usually called the Heart Sutra, represents the heart of the 600 volumes of the Maha Paramita Sutra. Even though it is very short, the Heart Sutra contains the most fundamental principle of Buddhism. What is the most fundamental principle? Prajna. What is prajna? Prajna, or real wisdom, is a kind of intuitive ability that occurs in our body and mind when our body and mind are in the state of balance and harmony. We normally think that wisdom is something based on the intellect, but Buddhists believe that wisdom on which our decisions are based is not intellectual but intuitive. The right decision comes from the right state of body and mind, and the right state of body and mind comes when our body and mind are balanced and harmonized. So Maha Paramita is wisdom that we have when our body and mind are balanced and harmonized. And Zen is the practice by which our body and mind enter the state of balance and harmony. Maha Paramita then is the essence of Zazen. When Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara practices the profound prajna paramita, the whole body reflects that the 5 aggregates are totally empty. The 5 aggregates are matter, feeling, thinking, inaction, and consciousness. They are 5 instances of prajna. Reflection is prajna itself. When the principle is reached and realized, it is said that matter is just immaterial and that immaterial is just matter. Matter is matter. The immaterial is the immaterial. There are hundreds of things and myriad phenomena. 12 instances of prajna paramita are the 12 entrances of self-perception. There are also 18 instances of prajna. They are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, sights, sounds, smells, taste, sensation and properties, plus the consciousnesses of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind. There are a further 4 instances of prajna. There are suffering, accumulation, cessation, and the way. There are a further 6 instances of prajna. They are giving, pure observance of precepts, patience, diligence, meditation, and prajna itself. One further instance of prajna paramita is realized as the present moment. It is the state of anuttara samyak sambodhi. There are 3 further instances of prajna paramita. They are past, present, and future. There are 6 further instances of prajna. They are earth, water, fire, wind, space, and consciousness. And there are further 4 instances of prajna that are constantly practiced in everyday life. They are walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. In the order of Shakyamuni Buddha Tathagata, there is a bhiksu who secretly thinks, I shall bow in veneration of the profound prajna paramita. Although in this state there is no appearance and disappearance of real dharmas, there are still understandable explanations of all precepts, all balanced states, all kinds of wisdom, all kinds of liberation, and all views. There are also understandable explanations of the effect of one who has entered the stream, the effect of being subject to one return, the effect of not being subject to returning, and the effect of arhat, the arhat. There are also understandable explanations of people of independent awakening and people of Bodhi. There are also understandable explanations of the supreme right and balanced state of Bodhi. There are also understandable explanations of the treasures of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. There are also understandable explanations of turning the wonderful Dharma wheel to save sentient beings. The Buddha, knowing the bhiksu's mind, tells him, "This is how it is. This is how it is." The profound prajna paramita is too subtle and fine to fathom. The bhiksu's secretly working concrete mind at this moment is in the state of bowing and in veneration of real dharmas, prajna itself. Whether or not real dharmas are without appearance and disappearance, and this is a venerative bow itself. Just at this moment of bowing and veneration, prajna is realized as explanations which can be understood, explanations from precepts, balance, and wisdom, to saving sentient beings, and so on. This state is described as being without. Explanations of the state of being without can thus be understood. Such is the profound, subtle, unfathomable prajna paramita. The god Indra asks the venerable monk Subhuti, "Virtuous one, when bodhisattva mahasattvas want to research the profound prajna paramita, how should they research it?" Subhuti replies, "Kusika, when bodhisattva mahasattvas want to research the profound prajna paramita, they should research it as space." So researching prajna is space itself. Space is the research of prajna. The god Indra subsequently addresses the Buddha. "World-honored one, when good sons and good daughters receive and retain, read and recite, think reasonably about and expound to others this profound prajna paramita that you have reached, how should I guard it? My only desire, world-honored one, is that you will show me compassion and teach me." Then the venerable monk Subhuti says to the god Indra, "Kausika, do you see something which you must guard or not?" The god Indra says, "No, virtuous one, I do not see anything here that I must guard." Subhuti says, "Kausika, when good sons and good daughters abide in the profound prajna paramita as thus preached, they are just guarding it. When good sons and good daughters abide in the profound prajna paramita as thus preached, they never stray. Remember, even if all human and non-human beings were looking for an opportunity to harm them, in the end it would be impossible. Kausika, if you want to guard the bodhisattvas who abide in the profound prajna paramita as thus preached, it is no different from wanting to guard space." Remember to receive and retain, to read and recite, and to think reasonably about prajna, are just to guard prajna, and to want to guard it is to receive and retain it, to read and recite it, and so on. My late master, the eternal Buddha, says, "Whole body like a mouth hanging in space, not asking if the wind is east, west, south, or north. For all others equally, it chatters prajna. Chin ten ton ryan chin ten ton." This is the chattering of prajna transmitted by Buddhist patriarchs from rightful successor to rightful successor. It is prajna as the whole body. It is prajna as the whole of others. It is prajna as the whole self. And it is prajna as the whole east, west, south, and north. Shakyamuni Buddha says, "Shariputra, these many sentient beings should abide in this prajna paramita as Buddhas. When they serve offerings to, bow in veneration of, and consider the prajna paramita, they should be as if serving offerings to and bowing in veneration of the Buddha Bhagavats. Why? because the Prajna Paramita is no different from the Buddha Bhagavats, and the Buddha Bhagavats are no different from the Prajna Paramita. The Prajna Paramita is just the Buddha Bhagavats themselves, and the Buddha Bhagavats are just the truth, which all the Tathagatas have, is always realized. I missed a line. Let's go back. The Prajna Paramita is just the Buddha Bhagavats themselves, and the Buddha Bhagavats are just the Prajna Paramita itself. Wherefore, because Shariputra, the apt, right and balanced state of truth, which all the Tathagatas have, is always realized by virtue of the Prajna Paramita. Because Shariputra, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, the independently awakened, Arhats, those beyond returning, those who will return once, those received into the stream, and so on, always attain realization by virtue of the Prajna Paramita. And because Shariputra, all of the 10 virtuous paths of action in the world, the 4 states of meditation, the 4 immaterial balanced states, and the 5 mystical powers are always realized by virtue of the Prajna Paramita. So, Buddha Bhagavats and the Prajna Paramita, and the Prajna Paramita is these real dharmas. These real dharmas are bare manifestations. They are neither appearing nor disappearing, neither dirty nor pure, neither increasing nor decreasing. The realization of this Prajna Paramita is the realization of Buddha Bhagavats. We should inquire into it, and we should experience it. To serve offerings to it and to bow in veneration is just to serve and to attend Buddha Bhagavats. And it is Buddha Bhagavats in service and attendance. Shōbōgenzō, Maka, hannya, haramitsu, preached to the assembly at Kanondori Inn Temple on a day of the summer retreat in the first year of Tenpuku.